we sing, "Oh, come, let us adore him" in the morning time. Good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, Petite Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, to you wherever you are. Indeed, a wonderful good morning to you, Grenada. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is the day before the day. It is officially Christmas Eve, and indeed, we're waking you up with the warmth of the Spirit in your heart, and certainly hope that the Spirit of the season will continue to permeate through your life and exact a measure of change as we go through the day and as we go through the season. Wow, it's one of those days you just get that you have the crazy feeling because you know that it's going to be one of those really, really, really great days. I'm Joseph Cadore, and I say thanks for having chosen Classic in the morning time. You're up and about, and it is Christmas Eve, Grenada. It's the 24th day of the month of December. And I know there's joy in our hearts and in our spirits. Well, what's the plan for the day? We're going to keep on the lighter side of things because, everybody have a plan there. But our plan is just to keep you company in the background and not to get in your way today because there's so much that needs to be done. But while we plan not to get in your way, it would be remiss of us if you were of both of us, myself and you, my listeners and viewers, if you would assume by any stretch of the imagination that I'm just going to let you to run off wantonly today and not exact a little bit of information into your system. So we're going to start the day with the word of the day. And the word of the day, it's just a verb, and I think most of you can probably assume what it is. It is herald. Herald. And the word of the day for today, the 24th day of December, is herald. And herald, by definition, it's to announce or to greet with enthusiasm. The word of the day, herald. And herald is a verb, and it is spelled Herald. Herald. The word of the day for today, Christmas Eve, it is herald. We heralded the great news, the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. The word of today, herald. And certainly want to encourage you as you go through the day, folks, keep in mind that the true spirit of the season, reminding yourself why he came, his birth, his birth, his death, and his resurrection. And even if you don't quite conform to those theological teachings, remind yourself you must agree, you would agree, that it is the spirit of love, and love is in fact a universal language. So either way, let's just love today. The thought of the day. What's the thought of the day? Today we're going to talk about happiness. What's the thought of the day? Happiness, because of love. Love transcends all forms of happiness. And happiness is a choice, not a result. Happiness is a choice, not a result. Nothing will make you happy until you choose to be happy. No person will make you happy until you decide to be happy. And I will say to you that your happiness will not come to you. It will only come from you. So if you're waiting for it to appear somewhere or nowhere, it's not going to happen. Your happiness will not come to you. It will only come from you. It's on the inside. Let's all be happy because it is Christmas. It's Christmas Eve. We ancient just one sleep and awake, literally, and we are there. The health tip of the day, well, I'm starting off my day with my tea, as I usually do, but the health experts say that green tea is considered one of the world's healthiest drink and contains the highest amount of antioxidants that prevent so many degenerative diseases. Green tea. Maybe you should consider it as you plan your breakfast menu for tomorrow. I'm not having green tea this morning. I'm actually having some spice. Local spice, just steeped, and I'm sipping on it for the next couple of hours as I go through the morning to keep me here. So we're going to look at the COVID dashboard because it has kept us, it has caught our attention in the last couple of days, and certainly we want to make sure that you don't lose track and focus of what's happening out there. So on the COVID dashboard, folks, Grenada, yesterday we had 8 new cases. So let's go back to where we started, 12, 7, 8. We now at 69 active cases. We've had no new recoveries, no deaths. That's excellent. Number of persons hospitalized, 2. And we're happy about that. But the numbers, after we went through literally a period where there was nothing, it seems there was nothing happening. Here we are. We started with 12. The day prior, we had 7. Yesterday, we had 8. We have 8 active cases. Folks, let's do what we have to do. It is Christmas. Share the gift of love, not COVID. Sanitize, social distancing protocol. Do what you have to do. And let's all be safe. Every boy and girl singing a cheerful song. Agnes Forrest on the morning time.
Let's all be.
Good morning to my dear friend Ian St. Bernard. Good morning to you, my dear sir. Notwithstanding life's and its circumstances, you're alive, and I'm alive. We're getting ready for the morning edition in just a bit. A production of our News and Current Affairs Department. For those of you on television and other social media platforms, you get a repeat of the top stories from last evening. For those of you here with radio, the morning edition comes to you in just a bit. Come on, folks, get up, do what you've got to do. It is Friday. It's Christmas Eve. And good morning to you, those of you making your way into town, into the St. George. Yeah, so got caught on my way in here. We realized, I'm like, wow. Oh, yeah. The early shoppers heading into the city center to get their fresh vegetables, produce, their meat, everything else, so that they can have a cheerful song. Good morning, Grenada. The morning edition is next, right here on Classic.
Grenada Police Force has arrested and charged a runaway driver involved in last Friday's accident in Tempe, St. George. Chrislina John brings us an update in this report.
Garth Maloney of Manjulu St. George was brought into the traffic department by his lawyer on Thursday following days of evading the police. 5 charges were brought against him following an accident along the Tempe Main Road last Friday. Surveillance cameras from a building nearby showed an individual fleeing the scene after the collision. Head of the traffic department of the Royal Grenada Police Force, Superintendent Randy Connaught, provided an update.
Investigations immediately commenced as a result of this incident, and we were in search of one Garth Maloney, a security officer of Manjulu. Despite our best efforts, we did not make contact with this individual. However, on today's date, he was brought into the traffic department by his attorney. He has since been processed and 5 charges were preferred against him, namely using an uninsured vehicle, failing to stop when signaled to do so by an officer, failing to remain stationary at the scene of an accident, failing to report an accident within 24 hours, and driving without due care and attention.
According to Superintendent Connaught, this is not the accused first traffic infraction.
I would want to also let the media know and the general public that this individual has in the past been charged for driving without a driver's license. So this is his second bout having been charged without having a driver's license while driving a motor vehicle on the public roadway. He has since been placed on bail, and we do hope to bring a further update with respect to the outcome of this case, as this matter is now going to magistrate, for deliberation.
Garth was placed on $4,000 bail and is due to appear in court on February 3rd, 2022. Meanwhile, in a separate incident on the River Road Main Road, an ambulance was involved in a major crash. In a video again that went viral on social media, it showed 3 vehicles involved. The head of the traffic department explained.
From that, at 11:34 on yesterday's date, an accident occurred along the River Road public roadway. just on the approach of the cemetery. And this accident involved an ambulance that was headed into the town of St. George, along with two other vehicles, one of which was a parked vehicle and another heading towards the Decode direction. There was extensive damage caused to all the three vehicles involved, and the good news, however, is that the three persons who were injured in the accident, one of which who was the ambulance driver, only received minor injury. They were treated and have since been discharged from the hospital.
This accident remains under police investigation. Just before 5 p.m. today, reports reached GBN of another major crash in Balthazar, St. Andrew. Information remains sketchy as to how many persons were involved in the accident, if any were injured, and the full extent of damage to the vehicles. We will bring you details in another newscast. Chrislina John, GBN News.
On to this story. According to the Marketing and National Importing Board, they may be guilty of late payment, but issuing checks when there's no money to clear them is another story. Here's Chrislina John, who spoke with the MNIB Chief Executive Officer to clarify a matter.
The newly installed CEO of the MNIB, Afia Joseph, admits that the Marketing and National Importing Board is facing financial challenges. However, she is refuting claims that farmers were issued bogus checks. The CEO says no checks were returned or brought back to the entity by farmers that have not been honored by the banks.
The Marketing and National Importing Board accepts that we are continuing to go through what we would consider very tumultuous financial times. We refute the statement. We think it is not only defamatory, but very untrue regarding checks being issued to our farmers that have been returned. I contacted the bank immediately when I saw this, in the event that there was an incident that I am unaware of. Our management is not aware of, and our bank is not aware of such an incident. Our bankers has confirmed that no checks have been returned to the farmers as a result of insufficient funds, which is the allegation there really, and that they continue to work with the Marketing Board. They understand as well that the farmers' payments are a priority, and this statement is simply untrue. There are, however, challenges that the organization is going through with satisfying suppliers, agro-processors, and farmers' expected timeline for payments. But an issue of return checks from the MNIB as it relates to our farmers is simply untrue.
Joseph further stated that on-time payment were another gray area they are experiencing.
We encourage and we really appreciate the understanding of a lot of the farmers, and our management is endeavoring into 2022 to amend and improve the way that we pay farmers and the times that they receive their money. And we understand that farmers need their funds, and we have a lot of farmers that continue to work with the Marketing Board, but we want to do so much more. We want to deliver with their expectations, our suppliers and our agro-processors. We encourage anyone who somehow have an issue with a check for whatever reason to contact the Marketing Board. The bank normally contacts us if there is a problem, and the bank is not aware of a problem. So if there is a genuine issue associated to this, please contact the Marketing Board so that we can amend the issue immediately.
A leader of the opposition, Tobias Clement, during a sitting of Parliament, says he was approached on the matter.
It's a pity, though, that I may have to mention this, that a constituency of mine called me, and she's dealing with the Marketing Board. And I had to call to find out what is going on. And it is a difficult thing for a farmer, Mr. Speaker, to get a bounce check from the Marketing Board at this time. Maybe I would call on the Minister of Finance to maybe do an injection of some cash in there so that we're not embarrassed by this issue. And, you know, they asked me, Mr. Speaker, it happened to me before.
The CEO says they are working on improving the delivery to farmers and other stakeholders they are in business with. Chrislina John, GBN News.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell has strongly thrown his backing toward Grenada becoming a republic, doing away with the colonial system of governance and structure as was recently done by Barbados. The Prime Minister believes should be a major focus of any incoming government. However, Prime Minister Mitchell says certain deciding factors within a referendum remain the major limitation. Here's Gerard Joseph with that story.
Some of the things that we're talking about today, man, when we're still using Her Majesty's this and leader and Her Majesty's this, time to go. But can we do it? Time to get off from that. How can we do it? Because Her Majesty what? Time for us to lose our bondage from the system.
Cutting ties with the British monarchy and becoming a republic is a goal Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell has shown his full support behind. Following in the footsteps of Dominica, Trinidad and Tobago, and most recently Barbados, as English-speaking Caribbean countries that no longer hold Queen Elizabeth as the head of state, Dr. Mitchell believes it is the path to go. However, the Prime Minister cites issues within the referendum as a major stopgap.
But we are left with a constitution that says you must go to a referendum and you must get 66 and 2/3 percentage. Even when we get 15 seats, we don't get 66%. But in Britain, they can go to a referendum and 51% the referendum passes. But we have to keep the system.
While admitting that he does not believe that such a referendum will occur under his stewardship, Dr. Mitchell notes that he will still place his full backing to whoever is in leadership.
I say, this referendum will pass. But somebody like me or others who are patriotic, when we are not in government, we will speak for whoever in office taking that decision. We would not play the cheap political games. We'll say what is right. And I would love one day to see a government, whoever is in office, take that position and hope God give me the strength to come up and say, yes.
Prime Minister Mitchell says ensuring that sovereignty rests with the people must be the focus.
And even if the opposition, my own party is not, if it's in opposition and it doesn't support it, I would go against him. I would go against them. Because right is always right. And then we should not be thinking of just ourselves. The future of this country means a lot more. What we leave in our generations, what are we leaving them, Mr. Speaker?
I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
In the August-September term, and now an added layer of protection is required for the second term, which begins in January. This as St. George's University commits to a safe return in 2022, highlighting via a news release published on Thursday. Gerard Joseph has the details.
Chancellor of St. George's University, Charles Morica, says they believe booster vaccination will provide the safest environment for all when school resumes in January. Thus, SGU has issued new requirements for all students, faculty, staff, administrators, vendors, and visitors on campus to take booster shots by January 10th. Chancellor Morica points to strong evidence of the vaccine safety and effectiveness in preventing serious illness and death, noting the rising threat of the Omicron variant. The COVID-19 booster, the Chancellor says, is the best way to safeguard the health of the campus community and their families as well as Grenada at large. According to the release, students and faculty traveling out of Grenada for the holiday season are encouraged to get a booster shot at their intended destination to help preserve the government of Grenada's vaccine stock. SGU will also continue to partner with the Ministry of Health to host booster vaccination days on campus for all students, faculty and staff in Grenada. Vice-Chancellor Dr. Richard Leibowitz notes that as SGU plan for another smooth and safe transition for students returning to in-person learning, they will maintain safety measures on campus. These include mandatory wearing of masks or coverings indoors and increased sanitization of all areas. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
The People's Republic of China donated medical supplies to the Ministry of Health valued in excess of $700,000. Chinese ambassador to Grenada, Hui Hongshen, made the presentation.
and contains masks, protective suits, medical caps, shoe covers, nasal oxygen cannulas, and antigen rapid test kits to help Grenada in its fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. This year, COVID-19 situation in Grenada has escalated, posing threats to both people's lives and livelihood.
The supplies were received on Tuesday and is to assist with the fight against COVID-19. Minister of Health Nicholas Steele and Foreign Affairs Minister Oliver Joseph both were on hand to receive the supplies.
We're all in this together. We're all in this together, and we have made strides, and we have been successful as best as possible in fighting this pandemic because of the partnerships that we have, because of the assistance that we have. And China too has been able to be successful because of the communications, because of the cooperations, etc. You say that the drop that brings the spring rose was our gift to you, but no, the drop that brought the spring rose was your assistance from way back. You've been with us since Hurricane Ivan moving forward, and that partnership has grown from strength to strength and continues.
Minister Joseph said China continues to be a good friend to Grenada throughout the COVID-19 pandemic.
I am pleased to be here this morning to receive this gift from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the People's Republic of China. China has been a great friend of Grenada, and during this pandemic, they came to our assistance by donating a number of medical supplies. And today, this is the first batch of a series of equipment that protective equipment that we will receive from the People's Republic of China.
This is the 7th shipment of medical supplies received from the Chinese government since the COVID-19 pandemic. And now is that time of the night where we bring you health updates. For this week's GBN Health Edition, we share health and safety tips that you can implement during this festive season.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grandans, Victoria Street, Brentwood, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Over the Christmas period, there tends to be more temptation to overindulge, and for some, it is a time when there is increased fear around food. There will be times when you may not necessarily be able to control what food is served in front of you, and you may be tempted by what others are eating. In light of this, nutritionist Akim Williams says, be smart with your food choices during this festive season.
It's a really simple portion guide.
Right.
So here we have some rice and peas if you're staying pretty good. And then we have some beans, and then we have some other vegetables on the other side, but we have some lean protein. So one of the major encouragement that we want to encourage persons is, especially around this season, we want to encourage persons to load up on your plate with vegetables. That is a really simple and a neat way to prevent all the pitfalls that we're going to be seeing for the season.
Nutritionist Williams shared other tips for staying healthy over the Christmas party season.
So we really want to encourage persons, at least within the season, to vary your dishes. So yes, we know the usual thing is probably baked chicken. Some may do baked chicken, they may do lasagna, they may do macaroni pie. But we really want to encourage persons to kind of vary the dishes, one, but we want to also focus on balanced nutrition and making sure that we portion what we're doing right.
Christmas and the holidays are an exciting and busy time of the year, but with all the joys of the holiday season come potential safety hazards that can cause injury or even death. Help prevent injuries at Christmas and during the holidays by following these tips.
Moving on to the last safety tip, guys, right? And this is one of the things I always mention, right? Keep all electrical appliances and tools away from water. Yeah. Sometimes a little drop, yeah, a little drop of water can cause something big. When you're dealing with your appliances around water and your tools around water, as I said, a little drop of water get into your appliances or your tools can cause a big problem.
Meanwhile, Corporal McLean of RGPF's Community Relations Department urges the Grenadian public to be cautious during this festive season.
So you need to be cautious always. You need to have a victim, an offender, and a place for a crime to take place. So you need to be cautious about all these elements when you're going about doing your shopping. Even if we're in the season of joy and so on, we need to be cautious, we need to be mindful, and we need to look out for the persons who are out there looking to commit criminal activities, criminal behaviors in our society.
For this week's health update, I am Krista Campbell reporting.
Climate-related issues are the greatest threat we face going into 2022 and onwards. Those were the words of private sector Senator Christopher Diali, who noted that while Labour was the biggest risk in 2021, issues related to climate change will far surpass what was experienced this year.
And it is not waiting for 2022. It is happening as of yesterday. I think the leader of government business mentioned the issues as having with erosion of our beaches as a result of sea level rises. What is going to happen to the carnage? What is happening with bleaching, acidification of our oceans? What is it doing to fisheries? What is it doing to MPA? And what's happening in the MPA?
Senator Diali said these issues are not restricted to changes in weather, but are just as important as what is happening in the environment.
You know, Mr. President, I was reading an article recently that spoke to the parrotfish. I don't know if you know the parrotfish. You must know the parrotfish. You're from the Carnage and Green Street. Santo Domingo have a big drive now on for the protection of the parrotfish. Why? Two reasons. Reef and generation of sand. The parrotfish, as we know it now, takes away all of the fungus that grows on the reef, the algae, and in doing that, when they digest and so on, they eat a little about the rock, they excrete sand. You get rid of the parrotfish by overfishing or not understanding its use, and we're in trouble. I say this as an example that the education that goes along with climate change, I think, is so important and critical.
And now it's time for us to take a peek through the GBN eyesore lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN Eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
For its uniquely dense texture, dark color, rich and robust taste, this is the cake that takes your breath away. This beloved rum-soaked fruit cake is highly revered and sought after during Christmas time. Our eyesore reporter says, quote, "When baking black cake, my home is fragrant with the cake's citrusy notes. It smells like Christmas is in the air," unquote. We thank our citizen journalists for this submission. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
There are those who say they care. And then there is Jediah's Pharmacy, conveniently located at the front entrance of the Bruce Street Mall, right next to a Rise Up Credit Union. We offer premium quality products and services. And when you need us, we are there, offering you around-the-clock service, Mondays to Fridays, 7:30 to 7 p.m., Saturdays, 9 until 7 p.m., and Sundays, 10 until 2. At Jediah's Pharmacy, we show care with a beautiful smile. Call us today at 440-5342. The number again, 440-5342. Happy holidays from the management and staff of Jediah's Pharmacy.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Ultratech gasoline and diesel, available only at Rubis stations.
Let's get tough on breeder larceny. It will destroy our economy. Larceny threatens our food security. Can hurt us locally, hurt us globally. To all the buyers, ask for license from all produce sellers. To all the people, 300 for police for them thieving fellas. To all the families, don't steal produce from your brother. Then you sell it to traffickers, hotels and street vendors. Nah, man. Let's do all we can to stop breeder larceny. New vigilance, new laws, and a tough judiciary. Stop Grenada's organized business crime. It's time.
To report breeder larceny, call 300.
Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our two convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
Give your child the advantage he or she needs with Destined to Win Tutoring and Aftercare Academy. Destined to Win caters to students at all levels of primary and secondary school, meeting students at their individual needs. We also provide an aftercare for kindergarten students. Registration is only $50 and begins on December 21st. Call Mrs. Bartholomew, a qualified educator with over 35 years experience, and secure a spot for your child today. Destined to Win is located on Tempe Main Road, St. George. Call 405-8282 for more information. Destined to Win Tutoring and Aftercare Academy. With God, failure is not an option.
You're already ill and have no time or energy to walk every which way to access your healthcare needs. So come to Spice Isle Imaging on the Carenage for a one-spot stop for all your health service needs. See our in-house doctor and get your meds from the pharmacy right on location. Digital X-ray, MRI, CT scans, mammography, ultrasound and laboratory services are also available. So for that moment when life makes demands on you, you can make demands on us. Visit us at Spice Isle Imaging, Carenage, St. George's.
It's been a long and challenging year, but you know what? It's time for some real self-care. Come indulge and enjoy December Pamper Me Spa specials at Escape to Haven Health Spa by Nirvana. Imagine being pampered with a relaxing mint full body massage, $140. Relaxing aroma facial, $70. Relaxing aroma full body scrub, $100. Relaxing pedicure with a mint soap, $75. We are located at X Health Plaza, Grand Am. Call 231-6642, 418-7115 or 449-7753 to book your appointment. Opening hours are Tuesday to Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Gift cards are available online at www.nirvana.gd or at our XL Plaza, Belmont and Brew Street Mall locations. Have a pampering and relaxing Christmas and a rejuvenating New Year. Escape to Haven Health Spa by Nirvana. We know real body care. This offer ends on January 9th.
Get vaxxed, hey, hey, vaccinated. Get vaxxed, hey, hey, get vaccinated. Vaccinated. So wear your mask, wash your hands, and practice social distance. This is we chance to advance. Come let we fight this COVID at once. So come on, let we fall in line. We want to come back to with social life.
This is a message from the Grenada Red Cross and the Ministry of Health.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
Get Rubigas. Get cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas?
Get Rubis, get going.
Are you busy during the week and have no time to go to the credit union to access your loans? Do you wish there were more days available to you? We can help. Our Loan Saturday is back by popular demand this and every Saturday at the GUT Credit Union Grandance Branch, XL Plaza. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing that you have access to your credit union even on a weekend. So come on in and take advantage of our services every Saturday. GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
You're already ill and have no time or energy to walk every which way to access your healthcare needs. So come to Spice Isle Imaging on the Carenage for a one-spot stop for all your health service needs. See our in-house doctor and get your meds from the pharmacy right on location. Digital X-ray, MRI, CT scans, mammography, ultrasound and laboratory services are also available. So for that moment when life makes demands on you, you can make demands on us. Visit us at Spice Isle Imaging, Carenage, St. George's.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
It's a beautiful boy! Everyone! Come and see! The baby is born!
Indeed, there's a place up there for people like you, angels that walks among us, wingless angels, and that's for everybody that paid those stuff for you, for those that's born in December. Good morning to my wonderful friend, Meredith. Yes, I know that is your song, but every now and again we have to share it. Welcome back to our viewers that have just joined us on television. That's GBN's channel 7, channel 11, channel 20 if you're in cable. Those of you that's following us via the World Wide Web at www.gbn.gd, or you're on the Facebook page or our YouTube channel. I say good morning again to you and welcome to the broadcast. It is Christmas Eve, folks. Yeah.
Yes.
It is Christmas Eve, Andrea.
Yes, it is.
We are here.
Yes.
You imagine we celebrated a whole year. Mm-hmm. We did an entire year.
Yes.
And we are here literally. How do you feel?
I feel wonderful. I do. I'm in Grenada, the Spice Isle, and it's Christmas. It's a celebration of everything spice, you know?
And everything. Well, where were you last Christmas?
Last Christmas, I was looking at boxes in Grenada. I just moved to Grenada.
Okay.
Yes, so just within a few weeks, and then I had moved into the house a few days before Christmas.
Right.
And it was boxes everywhere, and I shoved the tree up, though. We got the tree up. No gifts, no nothing, but we were here, and that mattered.
What makes Christmas special to you, though?
The purpose, the first word in Christmas, Christ. That's what makes it special. Other than that, it's just a great party occasion. Good food, good friends, and all those things are great, but it's really the Christ in Christmas. And I know there's a belief of the origin of Christmas and all of that. I'm okay with that. I can celebrate Christ every day. Why not the 25th of December?
Are you one of those that makes a fuss over it? Because for me, it matters me not.
I make a fuss because I have children who make a fuss. Yes. So the tree went up early, and we're all about the ambiance and just the togetherness. So yes, I have to make a fuss.
But outside of that, so what's the plan for tomorrow? Tell me what's happening today first and foremost, because I got you in bed early.
Yes, you did. And actually, today is as important as tomorrow in my family because we celebrate a Swedish Christmas, which is celebrated on the 24th because Jesus was born at night, right? Makes sense? So we have our Swedish Christmas dinner today, and then tomorrow we have the American Grenadian Christmas, and that has been our family tradition for a long time.
Okay, so let's talk about the Swedish traditions now.
Okay. Well, we're not in the snow, so my kids are praying for snow. So if it rains all day tomorrow, don't blame me. It's my kids.
They're praying for snow?
They're praying for snow. I said, at least let them have some rain.
I wish them God's blessings on that one.
They want a cloud just over our house. But the Swedish tradition, the 24th, is really the day that is celebrated. A lot of work goes into it, and all the traditional foods, just like we have our rice and peas, our stew fish. They have their traditional foods, which includes a lot of fish as well.
Okay.
Because they're surrounded by water mostly, and we gather together, and someone is paid to be Santa Claus very seriously, and Santa shows up right after sunset and delivers gifts to everybody. So it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it is.
But now that you've traded the European Scandinavian Christmas for the warmth and the life and love and the vigor of being back home.
Yes. We are trying to still feel Christmas because we don't feel it, unfortunately.
Really?
I left when I was 18.
Okay.
I came back in 2010, stayed for 9 months, which was really awesome. Visited a lot since, but as far as family tradition, we got used to the cold Christmas with a fireplace and all those things, and so now it's a conversion, a psychological conversion, that it's warm but it's still December, right? And so we kind of fake it. We still have stockings up hanging off the bar, literally.
Really?
Yes, we do.
Like, seriously?
Yes, we do. And there are goodies in the stockings, and then we have candles lit. The Swedish, they have the 4 candles that is done the first week, second, third, fourth week onto Christmas Eve. And so we light the candles every day. So we do a few little things because I think tradition is important. It's really part of our identity. So I try not to drift too far. When I left Grenada, I didn't drift from my Grenadian tradition.
Okay.
And my children are international. They're American and Swedish. And so they have traditions that include the Grenadian tradition. So it's important to keep those things because it's part of identity.
But let me ask you, though, since you left here at 18, so you're fully cognitive of our traditions and our way of life.
Yes.
How was it for you adjusting, though?
You know what? The adjustment has more to do with the temperature and the banking, if I should say the same. It's very warm, and so that takes an adjustment. But when I left Grenada and I woke up that next morning, January 28th, the day after my birthday, I turned 18, to the cold Brooklyn morning, and went out for the first time, really seeing the city because I landed at night. I saw what people were eating, I saw what they were doing, and I made a vow to myself that day, January 28, 1989, that I will hold tight to our way of life, our diet, and our values. And I can say that after many, many years, I have been able to do that and pass that to my children as well. Because we do have something special in Grenada. We have issues and dysfunctions, but our values are traditionally, back again to traditions, our values are worth keeping no matter how much we develop, how much we travel. And I'm not unique in that way. I meet a lot of Grenadians. I've met a lot abroad, even in Europe, and they are hanging on to home.
Hanging on to home?
Yes.
And it's always good because you said sometimes as Grenadians we take a lot of things for granted because you said you don't sometimes recognize the values and the virtues, the beauty of Grenada, the serenity that we exist in until you've had the experience to go to another man's country and you start going, I want to go back home. And then you probably talk to those in the diaspora and there's this nostalgic feeling
of course,
I want to go home. I want to go home.
Yes.
I want to go home. But if you have to speak to my young people,
yes,
because we could just talk about the shift in values, and we're still in the context of Christmas.
Yes,
what Christmas was back then and now.
Oh, talk about nostalgia. So I remember what I looked forward to for Christmas was getting that little bit of money that you never got throughout the year.
True.
All your cousins and friends meet up in town, and you explored like conquerors, store to store, looking for. I bought mostly cookies. That's always been my thing to this day. So I bought mostly cookies, but you bought your cookies and your toys and all the stuff you weren't really allowed and couldn't afford during the year, and you didn't eat it right away. You saved it up for Christmas Day.
Okay.
And then you raided all the aunts and uncles and neighbors' houses on Christmas Day. So you went to church really early, which I missed that. Then you came back to, Mom never went to church Christmas morning because breakfast had to be done by the time we come back. So you smelled the ham and all of that.
Right.
And smells have so much to do with our sensations, our neurological functions. But, and so you smell that and you come in and you have this, you can eat all you want for the only time of year, right? Not even your birthday. Christmas is when you can eat everything you want.
Do what you want.
But as soon as you get off the breakfast table, you get your little bag of goodies and you go assemble with your little clique.
Right.
And you all sit under the mango tree and you explore your bag and all your good stuff. And after you get done with that, you hit somebody's house. And then you hit somebody else's house. And they're waiting. They know you're coming. They know you're coming. So that is set aside for giving the kids. And you go from house to house. And by the time it's time for Christmas, the big Christmas meal, you're full. But you eat it anyway. And that day lasted so long. Christmas Day lasted long.
Yes.
And no matter how good you've been, how bad you've been, what the neighbors think of each other, the kids got spoiled at Christmas. And that may sound really frivolous to some people, but that is such a great tradition. And I kind of want my kids to experience that. I was like, okay, whose house are we raiding? We don't live where we can raid anybody's houses. But the sense of community, when you think about that innocence and Christmas being so simple, there's a simplicity to that. Wow. It wasn't gift giving. It wasn't what somebody's going to think. It was your time to do something for you as a kid because you got the freedom to do that. And when I was 18, I left. As a teenager, I was still doing it. I wasn't too grown to go raid cake and piece of ham here and there. I did it all the way until I left. Right. And we're trying to grow up really fast, I understand. But there's so much beauty in childhood and in youth that, and Grenada allows us to experience that beauty in slow motion.
Right.
And that is not something to be taken for granted. Once you leave, it's a hustle. So.
And because I've often say that it is that parents should allow children to grow. Enjoy their childhood. But the truth is, Andrew, once you have abandoned those years, there's no turning back the hands of time.
No turning back, absolutely.
But if you've not been allowed to enjoy it and you enter adulthood prematurely, you're going there missing something, not having an appreciation, and you become an adult, and yet you keep looking back.
Actually, we fulfill those childhood ambitions and desires when we're grown, and it looks foolish. It looks foolish on us. I work with a lot of women, and it even gets to as serious as women who, in their younger years, and I would say 25 and under, didn't have the opportunity to date and so forth, that in their 40s, they're just going through that little puberty I have a crush on.
Exploration mode.
Yes. So childhood is a gift from God that we should cherish. Every phase in life is a gift. We should cherish every phase in life and allow our children to be innocent and careless. Allow their hands that are too small to drop a couple things. Allow the folly that's in their head to kind of be verbalized so you can help guide it. Because once they pass this, we're also passing another phase. While they're passing through childhood, we're passing through another adult phase. And we all want to look back at it with pride and with value and with appreciation.
And you get a sense that that's what prepares you for the next level.
It does. It really, really does. Every phase in life is a playground, but also a productivity center for your next phase. So you should really enjoy being in your 20s, really enjoy being in your 40s, but keep in mind that you're building into your 50s, you're building into your 30s, and what you want that to look like. So being on purpose, living on purpose, being purposeful about who you're being in this phase, good or bad, because every phase has challenges, and the challenges are built in on purpose. Our humanity gets in the way, so we challenge one another in our relationships, and life happens. But guess what? You're here and alive, and you can manipulate what's happening and really gain from every phase in your life and be happy about it because you're here already. Why not?
I think that's where the question of happiness comes in. We look at, there's always the story from, you look at these international stars, and we highlight the point that if you do not enjoy being youthful, I've done some crazy things in my youth. For me, I've lived a measured life, but yet I can look back and say, you know, Joe, you had some fun. I wasn't wild and reckless, but in the midst of the serenity, you had fun where you can look back at it. And then we get older, and then the question, because at the end of it, there's always a question of happiness. Whether or not we're looking at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, whatever it is, it's all about attaining, Andrea, happiness.
Yes.
And when you ask yourself, what is happiness? We're here celebrating Christmas, but what is happiness really and truly?
I love the question because we'll just do a little bit of English.
Right.
Happiness, the root word happy, comes from the root word hap. It means chance, it means luck. Happenstance.
Right.
Something out of the blue shows up and it's great for you and you like it. Happiness is that feeling, that emotion when you get that chance, when luck happens. So my mantra is give yourself a chance. We tend to wait for something to happen or for someone to happen to us to be happy. So if we get that, if I could do this, if I meet that person, if I have the right lover, then I'll be happy. But you are your best chance in life. You can trust you. You know you better than anyone else. So why don't you give yourself a chance and choose that feeling of happiness? Choose to make it a state of being versus at every now and then happenstance. Happen to yourself.
Right.
Wake up in the morning and happen to yourself. Love the sound of the roosters crowing and the birds chirping as they stretch themselves in their nests. Love that early morning rain that just hits your roof. And I appreciate all that because I was gone for so long, right?
Right.
Love the fact that you have your functions. And I know not everybody listening may have all their functions, but love the fact that you have some function. You're listening, you're hearing, you're alive, you're here, and you're surrounded by people, and there's potential wherever there's people. So there's so much to be happy about, but it's a state of choice to become a state of being.
Folks, happiness is not waiting for you. You're waiting for your prince come riding on his white horse, so you probably figure...
Or your queen.
Or your queen. Folks, it is something that you have to develop. We're keeping our eyes on the clock. It is 28 minutes onto the hour of 8 o'clock. And for those of you heading into work, I don't know how much people feel like work this morning, but life being what it is, some of us, we do have to work. We take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Andrew is here with me. We talk about life, happiness, as we go through the exploration of who we are, as we try to find our true selves in this Christmas season. We'll be right back. Grenada.
Looking for that injection of vibes and energy, of course? Well, I've got just that. Hi, my name is Gary, Mr. Smooth, and I'm inviting you to join me on the Hot Morning Show on Hot 98.5, 98.7 FM. Weekdays, Monday to Friday, 6 to 10 in the morning. I've got a healthy dose of your favorite and most infectious hits sampled with information, news, laughter, and all the other ingredients that go into making the hottest morning show on the radio. The Morning Heat. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit us up on WhatsApp, 435-7517. We've got topics, we've got discussions, calls, voice notes, and so much more. But I can't tell you everything. You gotta tune in. The Hot Morning Show on Hot FM 98.5, 98.7 with yours truly, Gary, Mr. Smooth. Kaboom!
Thank you. Welcome back. And we say good morning to those of you wherever you are, waking up to the sound of classic on GBN Television, GBN Radio. If you're on our YouTube, on our Facebook page, we want to shout out to a few people that's on our social media platform. As per usual, our online family. Good morning to you, Patricia Hutchinson. And she's sending them happy holiday blessings. Morning to her brother, St. Louis. Have a fantastic Friday. Mona Williams, everyone that is out there, Veronica Sandy. We say good morning to you and remind you, say happy holidays from the GBN family onto and from me and to yourself. My guest this morning, friend, is Andrew Repair. And what a better time to talk about being happy, which in fact it is determined to be, or should be, the happiest time of the year. But yet we've recognized, and the reality is, a lot of individuals, Andrea, they're going to go sleep tonight. They're going to wake up tomorrow morning. They're going to have the ham, sorrel, ginger beer. 1 million families that they've not seen in ages. And they wake up and they sit at 8 o'clock. Christmas is dull and boring. What's happening with them?
A couple of things, and I'm going to hit the scale very quickly. Some people are experiencing grief in the holidays because they lost a loved one.
Yes.
For some people, this is the first Christmas without an individual that they lost during 2021. And 2022, kind of didn't happen in a sense for so many people. So there is a discontentment with what has happened and recovering through that and coming to the side of healing and joy. And so for those people, I would like to say, the fact that you wake up this morning, give yourself a chance. Tomorrow morning, give yourself a chance to think, be purposeful about it. Lay there in the bed for a minute. Take a capsule from the moment with that individual or that opportunity that you're grieving over. It could be divorce, for example, death of a child. Take the capsule of that moment and relish in the beauty of the capsule. So take a good capsule. Let yourself have it, and then cry, do whatever you need to do, and then tell yourself, now it's time to get up. Wash your face, put on some music that makes you happy, put on something that makes you feel good and powerful, and go ahead and have your day. Because the day after that, that chance is gone. And the person or the opportunity has not returned. And so that's sort of managing grief for the day. But then there are those of us who are just not happy with life and ourselves. And in all practicality, we could say there's reason to, and I put that in quotation. A lot of people are unemployed because they couldn't take the vaccine, they've lost their jobs. You have people who are engaging life for the first time out of high school and coming into this paradigm of COVID and wondering what's going to happen to me. There are different reasons why we wake up not feeling our best self. I will say, however, that happiness is not an accident. You could design happiness, but it requires a few things. Contentment. Contentment is looking around and saying, you know what? I don't have everything, but if I get nothing else, I'm good with what I have. That's contentment. Gratitude. Thus, I'm going to be grateful for what I have because I could have less. Someone else has less, hoping and wishing that they had what I have. And there's a lot of reasons to be grateful for, a lot of things to be grateful for. Generosity. A life that is giving is a life that's fulfilling.
Right.
And sharing our lives and bringing happiness to other people, it ricochets back and vibrates in us as well. And so generosity, gratitude, contentment, those are points in the roadmap to happiness, but making them a deliberate part of your ordinary. Choosing, I'm going to be content. Look around. Yeah, do I need a new couch? Yeah, I need a new sofa.
However,
my car, I could do it a better car. But is mine getting me around? How about I'm happy with that?
And that has nothing to do with accepting mediocrity.
Nothing to do with it, because contentment and complacency are actually polar opposites. Contentment is, as I said, what I have. If I get nothing else, I'm okay.
I'm good.
Complacency is, I'm done being. I'm finished being. I'm finished becoming. So whatever it is, I accept it and I sit back in it and it rots around me.
That's what you said you call the que sera mentality.
Yes, que sera, whatever. And it's because of an emotional exhaustion and laziness, one of the two. Mental exhaustion or laziness, physical exhaustion or laziness, what we believe about ourselves. Right? And there's also another element, the fourth ingredient, I think, to happiness, and it's purpose. Purposeful living. Not living to just wake up in the morning and go back to bed at night, go to work or go to your business, make the money, pay the bills, and that's it. But being on purpose about going to work, who am I being today? It may not be the job you love, but it is the job that's paying the bills. So let's appreciate that gratitude, right? And now, how can I turn this big chunk of my day into an energizing experience and bringing my best me in?
And you get the sense, though, Andrea, that for a lot of individuals, that's where unhappiness stems from. Yes. So you're in a job that you're not necessarily, and you know what, it pays the bills.
Yes.
You know that kind of thing. It pays the bills.
Yes.
So you start off your day waking up thinking, do I have to do this? So like when I meet individuals, I met a colleague yesterday. He said, "Gee, you're always working." I said, "I'm not working. I'm having fun."
Yes.
And he's like, I said, "I'm having fun," because to me, the moment you start seeing it as work, as being laborious, you start thinking about, oh my gosh.
Yes.
But if I get up every day and I'm telling myself, "JC, I'm going to have fun."
Yes.
Andrea, I'm going to have fun today.
Yes.
My fun day starts with me coming in the studio. My fun day starts with me, my family. It starts to shape my day.
Yes, it does. Because what you think it is, it is. If you think it's not going to work, it's not. If you think it's going to work, it's going to be fun, then it is. Because we are in the image of God, so we have all the attributes of God.
Right.
I know that's going to shake a few religious people, but they'll get over themselves. We were formed in the attributes of God, and that's why He put the tree. The tree was the distinction that I'm God, you're not. I have to give you limitation because I built you without limitation. So the tree became the limitation. But it's only the tree that became limitation. Our limitation is only defined by God, not by people, not by a job, not by the bank, not by what we make or don't make. Happiness does not rely on money. Money does buy the choices that make you happy, if you can make the right choices. But really and truly, getting up in the morning with a cup of tea, sitting on your veranda, if you don't have one, sitting outside on your front step, and taking a moment to sip it slowly, be in the moment of appreciation, that doesn't take money. It takes a cup and a decision.
And that's what you call enjoying the finer things.
Enjoying the finer things.
Not just the finer in terms of fineries in terms of material.
Right.
But a seemingly simple, insignificant thing.
Right.
Is what's in fact just going. People leave, they go sit on the beach.
Yes.
And they tell you, listen to the breaking of the waves. They go outside under a tree.
Yes.
The rustling of the leaves.
Yes.
The crickets in the night. Those things, they just tend to free you of a lot of your inner demons.
And if our mindset is one that is unhappy, I'll stay with the word happy. If we are unhappy in our mindset, that means we're not content, we're not grateful, we're not generous, we're not sharing our lives. We don't understand the power of our sovereignty, the godlikeness in us. Then the things around us seem to become peripheral that we can appreciate. The sound of children playing outside, what a beautiful sound that is. The sound of the dogs barking because someone's passing, that's an alarm you didn't pay for, you know? Keep in mind that there are people in other places in the world who would love to hear a barking dog. There are people who have never seen a dog, who've never seen the ocean.
There's some people, Andrea, have never enjoyed the glory of what we have here in Grenada.
No, they haven't.
They were probably born in the snow, and they probably wishing one day, I've heard about this glorious paradise in the Caribbean called Grenada. And oh, I wish one day I could. We notice when foreigners, visitors that is, when they come to our shores, and you watch them, they strip their shirts, they go on the beach, and you
happy-go-lucky.
And you start thinking, like, geez, seriously?
Yeah.
What's wrong with him?
Why don't we try stripping our shirts and going on the beach? Why don't we try?
How could we dare?
Why don't we?
Because we start thinking, what are they going to say?
Right.
Or what is he going to say? What is she going to say? But if that's what makes you happy, and we're not talking about here in any immodest way.
Right,
but those of you who are probably thinking,
we're talking about just a happy-go-lucky, enjoying the sun, the sea, the sand. Yes, and our self-perception has been so wrongly defined by what other people have imposed. And so we live chained to the opinion of others, which is a huge stumbling block in happiness. We start with our parents, and not all of us have a parent who was edifying and exhorting and encouraging. You can do it, go get them. You fell down, get up, baby, let's do it again. Some of us were told we can't, we won't, we would never, we're not made of it.
You're weak, you're just as your father.
Right,
you're
right. The unfortunate thing is that we cannot rely on something broken to define form. A broken cup doesn't tell us about the form of an original cup. You need a whole cup as a sample of a cup, not a broken cup. And so broken people break other people, hurt other people. We've all heard that. And so we can't hang our hats and our happiness on someone else's opinion. Now, words do have an impact. And just a quick lesson in neurology is that when you speak and when you think, these are tangible matter. They are not, they're invisible, but they are existing. They are still here. They're still real.
It's a force.
So what you are thinking is actually forming and redefining your DNA. They have proven this in science, that your thoughts, they build in the brain like little trees, right? And they are actual real estate in your mind, in the brain, physically. And so negative thoughts about you actually become your reality. Negative words spoken to you become your reality. So if you wake up in the morning and you dread the day, you are actually forming a reality that says that today is not a good day. And if over time, it'll be difficult to recover a good day. And so we have to really be deliberate, purposeful.
Yes.
To understand that in the design that we've been given, we are sovereign beings with the capability of creating and rewriting our DNA and redefining our experience. So I like to tell people to reimagine. Reimagine your life. Reimagine yourself. Reimagine your becoming. You're not what they said. Reimagine it. Who do you want to be? And so I teach my clients a principle called a beautiful life. I have them write down, without money, if money was no object, so you had as much money as you could ever have to do whatever you want to do, remove the barrier of finances. Now dream on a sheet of paper, what would your life be, beginning when you open your eyes in the morning? So not what my life is when I hang out with my friends or when I go to work, the details. When I open my eye in the morning, how do I want to feel?
Me,
in me, around me. What do I want my bedroom to look and feel like? When I walk into my living room, what sense do I want? When I come home, when I step in, what sense do I want in my environment?
But you know, you say that, Andrew, we'll take a break in a while though, but you make it mention, and it takes me back, you growing up, your parents, when they put the house together, and your mother walks in, and because there's kids, you just
trample and
she gets into a state of a frenzy, and you start wondering, what's wrong with her? And I was, now that you're saying it, it's making sense, because home is your sanctuary.
Yes.
So when you come, they want it to be a state of semblance, and order, to rearrange you from the madness on the outside.
Yes.
And you get home and you tell yourself, you know what, I just want to exhale.
Yes.
But you get home and you realize
you can't exhale.
You can't exhale. And that's a sort of haven and sanctuary that you have to build and create yourself. And it has nothing to do with living in a mansion.
No, and it's actually critical for your well-being, mental, emotional, physical well-being, that your space is a reflection of beauty for you, whatever beauty is for you. And back to complacency, not allowing ourselves to live every day with a pile of clothes on the couch. And when I coach clients, I'm a personal development coach as well. And so I have my clients give me an assessment of their room. Step in and tell me what this looks like. Wow. Because chaos in a room, chaos in your environment is a reflection of something happening emotionally with you. So even for me, if I find that I've come in 5-6 days in a row and dropped my clothes on the couch, and then I look back and there's a pile on Saturday morning, I have to ask, what's happening with you, Andrea? What's up? What's up?
Could it possibly be not what is happening, or maybe a reflection of what's not happening?
Oh, what's not happening? Exactly. Exactly. And so I really have to pause, and I do this deliberately. I pause and I check myself.
And this is where we're going to pause. We need to check the clock and make sure we take a quick commercial break. And my guest this morning, self-development coach Andrea Rapier. We take a quick commercial break, Grenada. When we come back, we continue with the conversation right here. Good morning, Grenada.
And sneezes spread diseases. So cover coughs and sneezes, please. Not with a rag or bandana. They trap germs. When you use the rag again, you put germs on your hands and everything else you touch. When you cough or sneeze, cover your mouth and nose with tissue. Throw the tissue in a bin and wash your hands afterwards. If you don't have a tissue, cough into your sleeve or elbow. Alcohol-based hand sanitizers are also effective in cleaning hands.
Welcome, good morning, and welcome back to the program. Master Control, if you can help me, because there's some, I just want to engage my folks that is on social media, just to highlight some of the contribution that's coming from there. Certainly, Ingrid says, enjoy nature. That's one of the ways we agree. Just go outside, put your foot on the ground.
Yes.
That's one of the things I've quite learned to do it. I don't like to feel anything on my toes and all of that. Lady Max Kajuma says, an attitude of gratitude create room for more abundance.
Yes.
Kipling says, happiness comes from appreciation and contentment.
Yes.
And we continue to say that contentment has nothing to do with accepting mediocrity.
Not at all.
It has nothing to do with me not wanting to go to the next level.
Right.
It has nothing to do with me wanting to achieve more.
Right.
But I'm here, you know what? It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress, in process.
Yes.
But we've also said, Andrea, that one of the challenge to knowing all of this is knowing who we are. Who am I? Because the truth is, in order to create and redefine what is in here,
yes,
I have to first accept, know what is it that exists in here. So who am I? Am I Joseph Cadore, the broadcaster? Am I just Joseph Cadore that's talking to you now? Or is there something beyond the metaphysical?
There is something beyond. There's something beyond. The who am I question, I'll tell you, I'll answer a little bit. I'll give you a little bit of my answer I usually give, and just sort of open up that area of discussion. I am Andrea. I am a Grenadian woman who could survive anything, anywhere, and create beauty wherever I am. I am a commander in the quantum realm. So life serves me. I command my environment. I love who I am. I love the journey that I've been on. I love my potential. I love what I have to give, and I love what I've been given. That's me. Now, why do I define myself like that? Because I am a triune person, spirit, soul, and body. And if we don't feed all three and allow all three parts of me to flourish, then I'm going to be discontent. I'm going to become complacent. And I'm going to find that things aren't happening to me. Chances aren't happening to me that feed who I want to become. Becoming is something that we take for granted because we focus so much on what we do. Like you mentioned, am I Joseph the broadcaster? That's what you do, right? You're a broadcaster. That's your work. But it's not you. What makes you a great broadcaster is who you are. You bring that to broadcasting. You bring your confidence. You bring your self-awareness. You bring your self-appreciation. And to access that, you have to know the source. I want you to think a couple hundred years ago in Africa, kids kicking around rocks, throwing them here and there.
Right.
Unbeknownst that it's a diamond. It's just a little black thing with a glitter here and there.
Right.
Tossing that about. And someone comes in who understands the value of diamonds and sees it and go, oh my word, do you know what you have, what you're playing with, what you're propping up your little plant with, what you have as a block at your front door?
Right.
You have a multi-million-dollar piece of wealth in your hand, but you're actually starving. in this little hut here, kicking it about. Value. Until we understand our own value, we want to really know who we are. So then where is the value? Where do I find value? Go back to source. We all have handbags. We women, we big on our handbags. You can walk in with a no-name handbag and no one pays attention. Come in with a handbag that says Gucci, or Coach, or Prada, and watch what happens. Watch the woman who walks in the room with a Prada or a Gucci handbag versus the one who just grabs something at the store that just holds her stuff for $10, $15 and walks out. There's a difference. There's a difference. People even respond differently based on the handbag. I know the difference because I do both and I see the reaction to both, right? Value. What makes it valuable? The source. A bag's a bag. But when we see the stamp of Prada or Gucci or Coach, we recognize value. And so we value it better. We recognize worth. Until we recognize our source, who has branded us, and y'all have to forgive me for loving God, but God has branded us. He's branded us with his own image. Like he took himself and emptied it into me and said, go girl, do your thing, I'm behind you. Right? I get up and fall down over and over again and still be that. He's never taking it back. I am powerful whether I'm crying, whether I'm on the toilet, or whether I'm sitting in the studio actually projecting power, right? And so my worth cannot be defined by anything I have, which is why contentment is so beautiful. It's not what I have, it's not what I don't have. A better car, a bigger house, a better neighborhood, a more expensive handbag, a better job, the right person, my complexion. We have gotten so fickle. My complexion. Those are not the things that give us value. If they did, nobody in Hollywood will commit suicide.
True. And that's where we start comparing ourselves.
Which is foolish.
Yeah, and there's always that piece, they say to your rata, go placidly amidst the noise and haste and see what peace there might be in silence, as far as possible. Be on good terms with everybody. And at the end of it, it says, it doesn't matter, in all of noise, all of its sham and its drudgery, hardship, brokenness, it is still a beautiful world.
Yes.
Strive to be happy.
Yes. The thing is, it's a beautiful world if you decide to bring beauty to it. Because it's all about the glasses. It's all about my perspective. So I believe, and I made that choice, because if I didn't make that choice, I would live in fear and suspicion. So I've made the choice to believe that people are innately good, capable of deep evil, but innately good because they were formed in the image of a good God. Now, does it mean that someone wouldn't break my heart? Of course, but I'm a big girl and I remember who I said I am. I can go back to me always and be powerful. And so we all were given the power to define how we feel, who we are, who we're becoming, what we want in life, how we architect our life. The challenge is that we don't recognize our source, we don't understand our worth, and we don't recognize our power to actually be the architects of our happiness. And so it takes deliberation, it takes contemplation, it takes vision, it takes imagination, and it takes work. But once you get the base laid,
you're good to go.
You're good to go.
As I get in construction, so once you get the foundation laid, you start running blocks up.
Yes.
It makes it easier.
Yes.
You find the foundation takes months.
Yes.
They dig in the back, all those different things. Yes. All of a sudden, you pass back 2 months later, and you're like,
the wall's going up. Yep. And see, if you create this foundation of contentment, gratitude, self-worth, generosity, when your heart's broken, you go back to that. Because that's where you start. So you're not even starting at the floor. Technically, you're starting on the ceiling. You've laid all the floors and you're just running around in one of your levels. You always can go back to the core, right? So you meet a great guy or a great gal, honeymoon moment, you have all the butterflies and you're happier. Because you're already happy. You could be happier. And then they break up. And he goes his way, she goes her way. Well, I was happy before he showed up.
You continue to be happy.
I continue to be happy.
You may go through a phase where...
Disappointment. But you see, disappoint even in itself. You made an appointment that got just make a new appointment.
Moving right along.
It right along. Make a new appointment. And I don't mean get another guy. Right. Because we think that. Because again, we're looking for somebody to give us something. I made an appointment with this person to have them in my life. They disappointed me. I can make an appointment to be alone and to enjoy becoming. And I can make an appointment to spend more time with my girlfriends. I can make up an appointment to spend more time with myself, with my children, or to do some self-development. I can make any appointment I want. And I can control the ones that won't disappoint. Because remember, in the beginning, we said happiness from the root word happy, from the word hap, which means chance or luck. I'm going to give myself a chance.
Giving ourselves a chance, Grenada, as we are on the cusp of Christmas. Let's just see how we can use the season to reflect, reconsider, ponder who we are. Ask yourself the question tomorrow, Grenada, where to from here? Accepting that COVID-19, it has really, truly challenged us on many fronts, socially, economically, and everything else. We've lost loved ones, friends, families, jobs has been lost, the economy has been broken. But we're not going to allow our spirits, Andrea. When your spirit becomes broken, they say that's when you start allowing external forces into your soul, the inner you.
Right.
Keep the spirit alive. Keeping the spirit alive. I'm going to give you 30 seconds, Andrea. Make it profound. Pretend we just started the conversation and this is your only 30 seconds in the world. Make it count.
Hope. Hope is that little light at the end of the tunnel that says, keep coming, I'm here. Keep coming, I'm here. To be happy, you have to keep hope ingrained in your contentment, in your gratitude, in your generosity. Hope that you can be. You can be. You have a right to be. You deserve to be because you've been assigned by God to be powerful, beautiful, strong, weak, humble, proud, happy, sad. All those emotions are in the journey of becoming and creating a beautiful life. And you are responsible for yours. No one else is. And you're capable of it. You're capable. You have what it takes, and you are enough to be happy, to recognize your self-worth, and to be the carrier, to be the carrier of beauty right where you are. Christmas, New Year's, 2022, COVID, lack of finances, illness, you still can bring beauty wherever you are.
Bringing beauty wherever you are, folks. And we're going to end this segment by sharing with you one of my long time, all of my lifetime favorite piece that was introduced to me by my mother as a child, the Sidgerata. Go placidly amidst the noise and haste, Grenada, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender. Be on good terms, Andrea, with all persons.
Yes.
Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others. Even to the dull and ignorant, they too have their stories. Avoid loud and aggressive persons, my Lord. They are a vexation to your spirit.
Yes.
But if you compare yourself with others, you will become vain and bitter. For always, Ian Roberts, there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Eulin Alexander, enjoy your achievement as well as your plans. Kipling Francis, keep interested in your own career, however humble. It's a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affair, Lady Williams, for the world is full of trickery, but let not this blind you to what virtue there might be. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere, life is full of heroism. Be yourself. Especially, do not finge affection, neither be cynical about love. For in the face of all aridity and all disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. It goes and comes. Make another appointment.
Yes.
That's what love is all about. Nurture your strength of spirit to shield you in certain misfortune. But do not distress yourself with dark imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond the wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself, Joseph. You are a child of the universe, Andrea, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here.
Yes.
And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt, COVID or no COVID, money or no money, Christmas or no Christmas, the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, I declare to you today, be at peace with God. Be at peace with God. Whatever you conceive him to be, whether you Anglican, Protestant, whatever you just be at peace with God. And whatever your labors and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace in your soul with all its shams, drudgery, and broken dream. Grenada, I say to you, life is beautiful. Be cheerful.
Yes.
Strive to be happy. Strive to be happy as you go through the holiday seasons, folks. I wishing you all the best. Happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas from Team GBN. Merry Christmas from all of us here at the GBN. May the spirit of the season continue to illuminate you and allow you to be a changed person, reminding you of the reason for the season. Christ is the reason for the season. You might be the festivities, because he broke bread.
That's right.
Don't be afraid to break.
We want our food.
We want our food. But at the end of the day, may you have a blessed, peaceful holiday through Grenada. May the light of the season continue to illuminate you. Go with God. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, folks. Be safe on the road wherever you are. Remind you, COVID-19 protocols in full effect. Sanitize, wear your mask, do what you have to do. Be safe, enjoy the holidays. And from all of us here, from Team GBN, and from my wonderful dear friend Andrea, happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
And to those of you that's on our social media platform, to all of you that's always there, we say be good, enjoy the turkey, enjoy the ham. Yeah, and by now, we've got the sunshine though. It doesn't matter. You stay in the snow. Until then, folks, happy holidays. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is a plastic bag. From February 1st, these bags are not to be used when shopping for food. So here's what you should do. Refuse plastic.